There are many cultural differences between the United States and Japan. One might expect that when conducting business with a foreign country, there are things perceived as acceptable in the U.S. that may not be elsewhere. This is very important when referring to Japan. Japan is a country rich with culture that dates back thousands of years. It is no surprise that within those thousands of years, culture has been shaped and morphed into what we know Japan as today. The United States, on the other hand, is a melting pot of cultures. We are just shy of 250 years old. In the United States, we have many different cultures, which has a potential to make business very difficult to conduct for foreign countries. What I'm referring to is cultural differences between two regions of the United States. We have regions where people speak in dialects that vaguely resembles English. When we go to Japan, it is expected to speak Japanese to interact with the country's people. If someone comes to the United States, there is a chance that they speak with a person whose primary language is not English. The way someone acts in California is significantly different from someone in Georgia. It would be more difficult for a foreign company to be culturally educated about the United States than vice versa. Greeting is one of the most basic and yet important steps in business. After all, first impressions are everything. The way one would greet a Japanese person differs very much from greeting in the United States. There is a great emphasis on respect towards one's status. Bowing is a way of showing this respect. However, shaking hands is acceptable due to the interactions among international people in today's world. It is considered rude to introduce yourself, so waiting for someone to introduce yourself would become acceptable, yet very different from here in the United States. When referring strictly to business conducted with Japan, there are many cultural differences. The U.S. tends to be more direct with our information and our opinions. In Japan, this can be seen as rude and become awkward for Japanese interactions. We tend to use facts to prove our point when in a discussion. This is important to the Japanese. However, they resort more to using emotion to keep away from conflict over certain topics. Japanese decision-making tends to be a slow, thought-out process. In America, we make quick business decisions with information given at that point in time. This could make for a very anxious and somewhat frustrating business meeting for the parties involved. The cultural differences between these two countries should not be a red flag for business. Companies should be culturally aware of one another and promote the use of multicultural participation.